Trump has to beat Harris and the entire media. It's the Hillary election all over again, and this is what he's up against.
The biggest difference is it's not just a white woman; it is now a woman of color. So, Pat, she said it right there. She's half Indian, half black.
Jamaican.
There's been a lot of weird stuff happening lately with this Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris presidential election that's upcoming. Although Kamala Harris isn't the official nominee yet, it does seem like she is going to be, not even based on what they're saying, more based on their actions. It seems like a very astroturfed, artificial push for Kamala Harris to seem like she's liked by the population, by the masses. And we all know that she's just not. She's not a likable person. But they're really pushing for it. They're really fabricating a lot of poll numbers and trying to make it seem like Kamala Harris is not just catching up to Trump, but surpassing him in certain states and stuff like that. I don't really believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. I bought into the hype in the last election whenever they were saying the same things about Donald Trump, in the reverse. And obviously we know what happened in that one. He ended up losing the election. So like I said, I'll believe it when I see it. But Patrick Bet-David has, brought up some great points in this video here where he's talking about Donald Trump going and shutting down that woke reporter that tried to, pick and just expose him live. They tried to get a gotcha moment, tried to get a viral moment, and they ended up backfiring, in my opinion. Now, people like Anna Kasparian and even some conservatives out there are trying to say that Donald Trump actually lost this interaction and that it made him look bad. In my opinion, I think it made Donald Trump look great. I think it was a great response, but that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think, and let's check out what Patrick Bet-David thinks over on the Valuetainment YouTube channel.
National Association of Black Journalists. And he's there, and the lady starts off with this question. And if you haven't already seen this, I'll let you react to it. Go for it, Rob.
Watch him reaction.
I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? No. Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network.
Good, he's back.
And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country. Including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
Okay,
he's back.
That's where it ended.
Rob, is there another clip you got?
Yeah.
Do you have the water bottle clip? Anyways, play a different clip if you got them. We'll get to the water bottle clip.
I love it.
This one is also one that has been all over Twitter. This is where Trump talks about Kamala Harris and her ethnicity.
That's right. Go for it.
Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a
literally
definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a question,
No,
a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me, if you would.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known.
I mean, it is absolutely hilarious, but also at the same time, it's very true. It's like, no, I don't think anybody thinks that Kamala Harris is only vice president because she's black, because we never thought she was black in the first place, because she's not. She only just became black randomly. I think that she's the vice president only because she's brown and a woman. That's the true answer. And there, Vinny is saying, and Patrick Bet-David saying here that Donald Trump seems like he's back because of these clips, and it's true. This is like vintage Donald Trump. We haven't seen this Donald Trump in a long time. I don't think it's even worth it to give these people a good faith response, because no matter how much he tries to prove to these people, and no matter how much he proves to them with his actions or his words, it doesn't matter. They're still going to spin the same narrative. They're still going to ask the same questions and try and push this idea that Donald Trump is racist and sexist and misogynistic and everything that they could possibly, all the istophobes in the book, they're still going to push that on him. So it doesn't really matter trying to respond to these people. I love how he did it, though. He did a great job, because he started off by saying, first off, this is a horrible way to ask a question. This is obviously very, very bad faith of you, and you obviously have a certain bias in your head. But then he also went on to say, I love the black population. I've done so much for the black population. Like, he just reiterates the same point. So he did a great job in this response, in my opinion.
Is black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman.
I respect either
black
one.
College.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that too when you continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
I really don't
have
know.
said?
I mean, I really don't know. Could be.
All right, I got so much to say on this.
But do you guys realize that he is back? And you talked about it on Jesse Waters. This guy's been chill. He's been whatever. But they tried to kill him, and he still stayed calm. Now this is the old Donald Trump. He was cool, collected, and did you see how bitter and angry and like she was drooling for this moment to just try to get him? But you can't play with the ultimate troll. What are you gonna say, Rob?
Well, and to the point, the journalist says that Kamala Harris has always identified herself as a black woman. But here's a clip. I'll just play it.
Yeah, this is the press.
Tom, rewind, please. Go back a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have.
Really? There's people that come up to you in the grocery store and they say, hey, Kamala Harris isn't, like, bro, what? Oh my God. I don't like this country, man. I don't like the way it's going at all.
You running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so were you raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food.
Isn't that weird though? Isn't it weird that she's been Indian this whole time, but now because she knows that the black vote's so important, they have to bring Megan Thee Stallion on a stage to twerk in Atlanta in front of thousands of people, and the moment Kamala started talking, people started leaving.
Yeah, and this is, I'm sorry I interrupted the first 2 seconds of that clip, but the point simply is, the media is testifying and gaslighting for Harris. Trump has to beat Harris and the entire media. It's the Hillary election all over again, and this is what he's up against.
Mm-hmm. The biggest difference is it's not just a white woman; it is now a woman of color. So, Pat, she said it right there. She's half Indian, half black,
Jamaican. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying. Just like Pat is half Assyrian, half Armenian, but he's born in Iran. It's a complicated mix.
Yeah.
You're 100% Assyrian, but your family's from where?
Iran.
So you're Persian. Tom's white, but his family's from Canada apparently, but he's American. We're all a mix of something. Okay, so
nationalist.
But so here's my question to Trump, and it's basically the same conversation we have. That conversation right there, respect to Trump, straight up. He's going to play away games. He's on the road in a hostile environment. We just talked about this. Here's my question. Is that conversation right there, think about it, who's that converting? Did he convert anybody? Did he bring more people to his side? If the answer is yes, then keep doing that, bro. If the answer is no, I would ask you to maybe rethink your approach, because I'm such in a great place on Trump right now where, me personally, where I wasn't in the Trump camp, obviously, but I've seen this slow progression of what's happened in the Democratic Party, and it literally disgusts me. You know, because they're trying to paint Trump right now as the playing the identity politics. You're playing the color game. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen of the Democratic Party, you are the kings and queens, yes, queen of identity politics. So don't play that game like, you're Megan Thee Stallion or the homegirl, the Indian girl right there, the actress that was on The Office. You're the kings and queens of identity politics. So he's playing your game. And by the way, Trump did say all those things. That's fine. Yeah, I did say those things. But you have to give him respect for going to play away games, just like how you gave advice to Trump the other day. My only piece of advice is, are you converting people or are you basically pushing people away? And that's what he needs to think about.
And last point, Pat, just being Jamaican. Mike sent this to me because Mike's Jamaican. Jamaican isn't African American. I hope people all understand that.
Everyone knows that because they're Jamaican.
No,
they're
not everybody.
American.
They have two different histories. So her playing this whole black card, it's not. She's I get.
What I understand what Adam's saying, but also I understand what Vinny's saying, because yes, everybody, when you say that to them, they're like, yeah, of course, I know. And yet people still call her African American over and over and over again. She'll even call herself African American. So Adam's saying, yes, dude, we all know. Said African American, you can't be Jamaican and be called African American. It's not the same thing. It's literally like a hypocritical statement. Like, you cannot be Jamaican and African American, because if you are Jamaican, you are not American. So it does seem dumb. It does seem redundant for people to say that, but people still need to be reminded, because they still call Kamala Harris, however you say it, African American. Let me know in the comments what you think about what Patrick Bet David and the Value Tamer crew had to say about Donald Trump destroying that woke reporter. I thought it was a really masterful job by Donald Trump. What do you guys think? Do you agree with Patrick Bet David and the rest of the Value Tamer crew? Or do you think that Donald Trump lost that interaction? Let me know in the comments what you think.